Hello everyone, this is Pallad Debari, your host, and you're watching Pallad Debari classes. This is chapter 5, Macroeconomic Class 12th, Foreign Exchange Rate. This is the volume 3, part B of the chapter Foreign Exchange Rate. In this video, we will discuss the determination of flexible exchange rate. Firstly, let us see what is flexible exchange rate. Under this system, the market is allowed to determine the value of exchange freely. It means that in the flexible exchange rate or under the floatable exchange rate will be determined on the basis of market forces. When I say on the basis of market forces, it means that here the rate will be freely determined by the demand and supply of foreign currency. If due to any reason exchange rate fluctuates, when I say due to any reason exchange rate fluctuate, it means if due to any reason there is a change in the exchange rate, the government never intervenes and allow the market to function and determine the true value of the exchange rate. The only merit of flexible exchange rate is that exchange rate fluctuates a lot on day-to-day basis. It may be possible that in a day the rate fluctuate to 5 times, 7 times, 20 times and even more. Advantages and disadvantages we will see later on in this video. Now let us discuss how the rate will be determined under the flexible exchange rate system. Under the flexible exchange rate system, the rate will be determined on the basis of market forces, that is demand and supply. The point at which the demand and supply is equal, at that point the rate will be determined. That very point at which both are equal is called equilibrium point, and the rate at the equilibrium point is the foreign exchange rate. In this case we can see that the equilibrium point is E and the rate at the equilibrium point is E0. So under the flexible exchange rate, the rate will be determined at the point where the demand and supply is equal. To understand the concept of the exchange rate, we should know one important thing. What is that thing? The rate increase and decrease totally depends upon the foreign exchange reserve. If the reserve decrease, what it means? If there is a fall in foreign exchange reserve, it means that the dollar decreases in Indian reserve, then what will happen? It means that there will be increase in exchange rate. Increase in exchange rate, what it means? It means that the Indian currency becomes weaker and there will be a depreciation of the Indian currency. So here we can see when there is a fall in the reserve, foreign exchange reserve, the exchange rate increase and there is a depreciation in the Indian currency and the supply decreases. When I say supply decreases, it means there is a fall in the foreign exchange reserve. When the supply decreases, the new equilibrium point established will be F, and at the equilibrium point F, the exchange rate will be even. So when the supply decreases, the exchange rate increase from OE0 to OE1, and the main reason is fall in the foreign exchange reserve. There is a fall in supply. That is called depreciation of the Indian currency. Now let us see the other thing. Suppose the supply of the foreign exchange or the supply of the foreign currency increases. When I say supply increases, what it means? It means suppose there is an increase in the foreign exchange reserve. When there is an increase in the foreign exchange reserve, it means supply of the foreign currency increase. Supply in the foreign currency increase means what? It means that the domestic currency becomes stronger because the reserve has direct relationship with the currency, strength of the currency. If the reserve increase, the domestic currency becomes stronger, and if the reserve decrease, the domestic currency becomes weaker. So here we can see that when the reserve increase, the domestic currency becomes stronger and the exchange rate falls down. And since here we can see that the supply has increased, so the new equilibrium point will be determined at the point F, and at the point F the exchange rate is E2. At the point F the exchange rate is E2. So here we can see that because of increase in the supply of foreign exchange, the exchange rate falls from E0 to to E2. That is called appreciation of the Indian currency, because the value of the Indian currency has become improved. The domestic currency has become stronger. Remember one thing, when I say supply, we have earlier seen how do we get the supply? Because of increase in export, foreign investment increases, more and more tourists coming in a country, because these are the reasons the supply increases. And when I say depreciation, it means that the demand increase. Why we are making the demand? For the payment, for the import, for the investment in foreign country. Fine, I hope the point might be clear. Now let us see the same thing over here. From the balance of payment point of view, we will see the effect of uh, appreciation, depreciation over here. Listen, in the normal day-to-day functioning of market, the exchange rate may fluctuate. We have seen on the daily basis the exchange rate is fluctuating, increasing or decreasing is going on. If at any point of time the exchange rate is at even, then the demand of the foreign exchange falls short of supply of foreign exchange. As a result, at this, Indian are demanding less foreign currency, due to which rate will appreciate, vice versa foreign currency. The appreciation may occur due to favorable balance of payment. This, in a very simple word, we can say that in the case of favorable balance of payment, in the case of what? Favorable balance of payment. Now the question is, what is favorable balance of payment? In the case of the favorable balance of payment, the export is more, or more and more foreign currency is coming in the country. It means inflow of the foreign currency is more and the outflow of the foreign currency is less. Since the inflow is more and the outflow is less, then the supply of the foreign reserve supply of foreign currency will increase. Supply of foreign currency increase. What will happen with the increase in supply? There will be hike in foreign exchange reserve. The foreign exchange reserve will increase. When the foreign exchange reserve will increase, then what will happen? It means that the domestic currency becomes stronger. As I told you, there is a direct relationship between reserve and currency, strength of the currency. When the reserve increase, the domestic currency becomes stronger. Clear? So what will happen? It means the supply will decrease, supply will increase. Why? Because the reserve has increased. It means more and more foreign currency is coming in the country. It means supply will increase. With the increase in supply, the new equilibrium point will be determined, and with this new equilibrium point, the exchange rate will fall down. Fine? It means that there is a fall in the exchange rate. That is called appreciation of the Indian currency. On the same way, when the supply decrease, when I say when the supply decrease, what it means? It means that the demand exceeds. When the supply decrease, what it means from the balance of payment point of view, we can say that if there is an unfavorable balance of payment, when I say there is an unfavorable balance of payment, it means that the outflow is more. What I said, outflow is more and the inflow is less. When the outflow is more and the inflow is less, what will happen? It means that there will be a fall in the foreign exchange reserve. There will be a fall in foreign exchange reserve. As we know that there is a direct relationship between reserve and the strength of the domestic currency. Since there is a fall in the foreign exchange reserve, so the domestic currency will fall down. Domestic currency becomes weaker. Clear? So with the unfavorable balance of payment, the supply will decrease. When the supply will decrease, what will happen? When the supply will decrease, there will be an increase in exchange rate. Fine? That is called appreciation. Because the new equilibrium point will be determined, and that equilibrium point will determine the exchange rate, and this exchange rate will be the increase in the exchange rate. Clear? And when I say increase in the exchange rate, what it means? It means that the price of the dollar will increase. There will be a depreciation of the Indian rupee. Now let us see the merits of flexible exchange rate. First, there is no need to hold foreign exchange reserve. In earlier case, in the gold standard, we have seen that all the member countries have to hold the gold reserve in the case of fixed exchange rate system. But in the case of flexible exchange rate system, there is no need to hold foreign exchange reserve. Second is uh, automatic adjustment of the balance payment is possible. In the fixed exchange rate system, automatic adjustment of the balance of payment is not possible, but in the case of flexible, it is possible. When I say automatic, it means that the adverse and the surplus effect of the balance of payment will be um, rectified of its own by the market forces. The next is it enhances the efficiency of resource allocation. Next is remove obstacles in the transfer of capital and trade. The next is it eliminates the problem of undervaluation and overvaluation of currency. Remember one thing, in the case of the fixed exchange rate system, there is a possibility of undervaluation and overvaluation. In the previous video, we have already seen undervaluation means what it means. Actually, the value of the currency, the value of the domestic currency should be more. But what we have done, we have undervalued it. How we have undervalued it? By the devaluation. And in the case of the overvaluation, it means that the value should be less, but we have revalued the Indian currency. That is very common in the case of the fixed exchange rate system. Now let us see the next merit. It promotes venture capital in the form of foreign exchange. Now let us see the demerits of the foreign exchange rate. The first is fluctuates in foreign exchange rate. Then it encourages speculations. Next is it discourages international trade and investment. And remember one thing, the main disadvantage of the flexible exchange rate system is it becomes very difficult for the country to implement the foreign exchange policy. Why? Because the fluctuations are too much in the flexible exchange rate system, so it becomes very difficult to implement the foreign exchange policy in the country. Next is it creates a situation of market instability. Inflation, deflation is very common. Now let us see the managed floating exchange rate system. The managed floating exchange rate system lies in between of the two extremes of the fixed and floating exchange rate. In short, we can say that managed floating is in between the fixed and the flexible exchange rate system. It is a hybrid between the fixed exchange rate system and the floating or the flexible exchange rate system. Under such a system, the exchange is allowed to move freely and determined by the forces of market. Here, the exchange rate will be determined by the market forces, but when a difficult situation arises, the central bank of a country can intervene to stabilize the exchange rate. So what is managed floating exchange rate system? Under this system, the exchange rate is allowed to move freely, but when the difficult situation arises, the central bank of the country can intervene to stabilize the exchange rate. Now let us see the subcategories of the managed floating exchange rate system. Listen, there are 4 subcategories. The first one is the adjusted peg system. Peg means fixed. It means adjusted fixed system. Adjusted fixed system. In this system, the country should try to hold to a fixed exchange rate for as long as it can. Under the system, what is happening? The country tried to hold onto a fixed exchange rate system as long as it can continue the fixed exchange rate system, until the foreign exchange reserve got exhausted and it becomes completely impossible for the country to hold the exchange rate. In that condition, what happens? The country should undergo devaluation of the currency and move to another equilibrium exchange rate. When I say devalue, it means the country will let the exchange rate increase and the new equilibrium exchange rate should be determined. The next is crawling peg system. In this system, the country keeps on adjusting its exchange rate to a new demand and supply conditions. It means that the country is adjusting the exchange rate by the market force of demand and supply, try to let the exchange rate fixed by subsiding the effect of demand and supply. How? By purchasing the foreign exchange reserve, by selling the foreign exchange reserve. The system requires that instead of devaluing the currency at the time of crisis, so when at the time of the crisis, instead of devaluing the currency to a larger extent, the country decided to devalue it to a very small extent. So under the crawling system, what happens? That the country hold the fixed exchange rate system and try to subside the effect of demand and supply of the foreign exchange. And at the time of the crisis, the country following the this crawling peg system let the currency devalue to a very small extent. Here the currency devalue to a large extent, and here the currency devalue to a very small extent. So it is called adjusted, it is called crawling, because here the devaluation is held at a very small level. Now let us see the next thing, that is clean floating. When I say clean floating, in the clean floating system, the exchange rate is determined by the market forces of demand and supply. Here the exchange rate will be determined freely. Government intervention is zero. It is identical to the floating exchange rate. The next is dirty floating. In the dirty floating system, the exchange rate is to a very large extent is determined by the market forces of demand and supply. But occasionally the central bank of the country interfere in foreign exchange market to smoothen or remove excessive fluctuations. So here the rate will be determined freely by the market forces, but in the case of excessive fluctuations, the central bank intervene. Let us see the current scenario. Today the international exchange rate is characterized by simultaneous existence of multiple foreign exchange regime in the world. Some of the countries following the fixed exchange rate system, while others are following floating exchange rate regime or system. On the other hand, some countries peg their currency to US dollar. So in present scenario, every country is following the different system. We cannot even say that every country is following the same system. In 1999, the European Monetary Union was created, which introduced a new common currency called the euro and permanently fixed the exchange rate between the euro and the currencies of different member countries. Apart from this, some countries which were former French colonies pegged their currency to franc, fixed their currency to franc. Also, some countries often fix the exchange rate according to their import trading partners. Hence, we can trace the evolution and the emergence of different exchange rate, starting from the gold standard system, followed by Bretton Woods system, which was subsequently succeeded by SDR, and finally multiple exchange rate regime in the current scenario. So currently most of the countries are following the multiple exchange rate regime. In a country, in fact, India also following the multiple exchange rate regime. That's all I have in this video. Thanks for watching. God bless you all. Dear subscribers, if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe the channel and don't forget to press the bell icon so that whenever I upload the new video, you get the notification.